What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over how to set up your guitar. If you're a guitar player, this is a crucial thing to know, and it also saves you a ton of money. Instead of taking it to like Guitar Center or your local luthier, well, it costs like $60 to $100 for them to set up your guitar. So this is a great skill to have. So first things first, make sure you cover whatever surface you're working on. Not only will it protect the surface from being damaged, it'll also protect your guitar, which is an investment. I mean, guitars are a lot of money now, so protecting it is very important. The guitar that we're going to be setting up today is a Fender Nashville style Telecaster. It's made in Mexico. I got this in Houston, Texas from Rockin' Robins. Great guitar store if you haven't been. If you're in Houston, definitely check it out. So we're going to protect our surface, we're going to set our guitar down, and also support the neck. So to do that, you can get a roll of paper towels and put it under, or they make neck blocks as well. I'm cheap, so I'm going to use a roll of paper towels. So you're going to take it, put it right under, elevates the neck, protects the headstock from extra pressure from breaking. So some people like to check if their truss rod adjustment is good or if their action's good right now. I like doing that after I change the strings and clean the guitar. So first step is removing the strings, and let me show you. So the first thing you want to do when changing your strings or taking them off on your guitar is what I simply like to do is just take it and unwind the string ever so slightly. Just enough that you can pick it up and put your thumb underneath. Next step, you take a string cutter and just cut it right at the 12th fret, like that. And to be fair, you can cut it anywhere on the neck. I personally just do it at the 12th fret because it creates kind of an even string length. After it's cut, it's simple. Just take it, take the string off, unwind it, pull it straight off the post like that. Then at the bridge, since this is a Strat style bridge, you flip the guitar up, you take it, push the string out the back, pull it through like so, and you've successfully removed the string of your guitar. Now that you've done that, all you have to do is repeat those steps for the rest of the strings. So let's get these strings off. So now that you have the strings off, you just take them and you coil them up like so. Then you tuck the ends of the coil through the other side like that. And then you throw them away. That makes it super easy, super compact. They don't go everywhere. You don't step on them if they fall on the floor. I've done that, it hurts, don't do that. So now that you have the strings off, what I recommend doing is if you have a nut on your tuning machines, if your tuning machines are wiggly at all, just go ahead and tighten them up. So you can do that with just a socket, or they sell tools as well to do that. So at this point, let's grab our cleaning supplies. So for our cleaning supplies, if you have a lacquer body, we're gonna have a guitar cleaner and polish, as well as a cream kind of polish. So what that does, it kind of makes it glossy again. It revives the finish of the guitar, removes your fingerprints, it's amazing. If you have an untreated fretboard, so if you don't have a maple fretboard, if you have like a rosewood or an ebony fretboard, then I recommend fretboard conditioner and fretboard cleaner as well. But since this is maple, I do not recommend doing that. On top of that, also, I have a fret polishing kit from Nomad. It is a great fret polishing kit, but what also works is a pencil eraser. So if you literally just take a pencil eraser and use it on the frets, it will polish them, which is awesome. Also, if you notice that the strings are getting stuck in the nut of the guitar whenever you're tuning, you can get a mechanical pencil or just a standard number 2 pencil and put some graphite in the slots of the nut, and that will help a lot. As well as also on the bridge, they also make something called nut lube. It works perfect. It is amazing. So to clean a guitar, I'm simply going to use the Dunlop Formula number 65 guitar cleaner and polish and wipe down the body and the headstock of the guitar as well as the back and the sides. So I'm going to take the spray it onto a cloth, usually 2 to 3 sprays, perfect, and just wipe down the guitar. Make sure to get into the control cavities too down here. It accumulates a lot of dirt and grime and dust from you using the volume knobs and switches as well. Also make sure to wipe down the headstock. So now that you've done the top of the guitar, let's flip it over and do the back. So now that you've cleaned the front, back, and sides of the guitar, let's flip it over and work on the fretboard. So to clean a maple fretboard, all you need is really just a microfiber cloth and just wipe it off. Since it's cured, it'll just get the sweat and oils off the fretboard. If it's uncured, use fretboard cleaner and then go over with fretboard conditioner using a microfiber cloth again to work in the conditioner into the fretboard, and do so until the fretboard is properly conditioned. You can definitely tell a difference from a dry fretboard. So here's a clean side of the cloth. Just go through and wipe down the fretboard. I have seen people use lemon oil on maple fretboards, but I think that does pop the finish. I'm not 100% sure. Do research before you work on a fretboard of a guitar because you don't want to damage it. It is that, besides the pickups, one of the most important parts of the guitar. So now I've given it an initial wipe of the fretboard. Let's go ahead and work on the frets and let's polish those up as well. I'm gonna be using the Music Nomad kit. So if you get the kit, it comes with the fret polish and fret guards as well to protect your fretboard, and as well as a polishing cloth. So if you have the Music Nomad kit, find the fret guard that fits your fret, which for us, it's not gonna be the smallest one, but it will be the medium-sized one. And you can tell because the fret will slot right into the guard. So it's quite simple. All you do is you put a dab on the cloth, you put the guard on, and you work the cloth into the fret. I'm gonna work from the bottom up, and a little goes a long way as well. Just like so. So let me get a close-up for you guys. So you're gonna take a little bit on the cloth, like this. That's about all you need, just a little dab. Take your fret guard, put it over top of the fret, take the cloth, and work it in. Just like so. And if you're using a pencil eraser, you can just go on ahead and just use it across the frets, no issue at all. And as you can see, this is the polished versus unpolished. Since I have not played this guitar much, there might not be a huge difference, but if it's a daily driver guitar, you will definitely be able to tell. So now go ahead and repeat that step all across every single fret on your guitar, and I'll get right back to you once I do that. Okay, so now that our frets are done, if you need to apply graphite to your nut, now's the time to do so. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and wipe down the fretboard again with a clean side or a clean microfiber cloth just to get any of the fret polish off of the fretboard. So now I've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Dunlop cream of canna whatever, this stuff, and I'm going to put it on a cloth and then rub it into the body of the guitar. It will make a nice polish and like a mirror finish for it. Make sure to shake this up first. Put a little onto the cloth, rub it around, inside the cloth. Let's go ahead and apply it to the guitar. So now that you've done that to the front of the guitar, you can go ahead and do it to the back and the sides as well. So now the guitar is clean and the frets are polished and the fretboard is clean. Let's go ahead and put on some guitar strings. So you can use whatever guitar strings you like. I personally just like the standard Ernie ball, regular Slinkies, the 10 through 46s. I feel like since this guitar is an E standard, it is the perfect string gauge. Easy to play, easy to do bends, and all around I think these are great strings. So I highly recommend these if you're a beginner or if you're an advanced guitar player looking to change up your strings. I know I use multiple different string sets. I use 10 through 52s all the way up like 12 through 56s. So I have a wide range of strings that I use. So now that you have your pack of strings, go ahead and open them up. And make sure if you don't know the order of the strings that you have them stay in their stack, or it's pretty easy. The biggest number goes on the low side of the guitar, and then the smallest number goes on the high side of the guitar. Unless you have a hybrid set, which sometimes it can be different and weird. So make sure you know what string gauge is which and where each string goes. So the first thing I'm gonna do is string all the strings through the body at one time. So take your string out of your pack, unwind the string fully. Now that you have your full string, if you have a Stratocaster or Telecaster style guitar, this is how you're gonna do it. But if you have a Gibson or any kind of wraparound bridge piece, all you do is you feed it basically the tip of the string opposite of the tuning pegs through the bridge, wrap it around, and you do that for all 6 strings, put the bridge on, and then string it. But for a Telecaster or Stratocaster, you take your guitar, you take the end of your string, and you feed it through the back of the guitar, through the holes right here. Sometimes you gotta wiggle it for the string to get through. You go ahead and pull the string through like so. Now you're just gonna repeat that step for all 6 of the strings. So now that you've fed all the strings through the body of the guitar, let's head up to the headstock and I'll show you guys how to install the strings on your guitar. So now we're up here at the headstock. I'm going to go on ahead and take all the strings besides the low E string and pull them back behind the guitar. So we're just focusing on one string at a time. So if you have tuning pegs where you can feed the string through, that is great. All you have to do is feed the string through and have enough room to where the string sits at the top knuckle of your thumb and your thumb goes down to the fretboard, and then that's where you would basically kink it off so you can start winding your string. But since this is a Telecaster style and I have open style tuning machines, I go and I measure 2 tuning machines up. I pull the string tight, 2 tuning machines up. Sometimes people go 1 by like 2 and clip it right there. So you have the extra string that is trash now. So you take the string, pull it all the way through, pull it up, insert it into the top of the tuning machine, bend it over like so. Sometimes people do a wrap or they go more than 2 tuning pegs up, but personally that's what I like to do. So I will take that and I will wind the string. Make sure you wind it in the direction that is correct, so the string should be pointing inwards towards yourself whenever you're doing this if the tuning pegs are pointing away from you. Make sure the string stays seated as you're winding. You wind it until you have tension. You can hear it start to gain tension like so. So now that you have that string done, you repeat the process for all the same 6 strings. So when you get to the end of these 2 tuning pegs, you have to guess how far out 2 tuning machines is. It's not hard. Just take your best guess and I'm sure you'll be fine. Hold the string down again and wind so the string is coming towards you. And if you have string trees, make sure that the strings feed underneath it. Like I have 2 string trees here that will go for the rest of these 4 strings. So now that you've successfully restrung your guitar, congratulations. Go on ahead and wipe down the body of the guitar because you will have fingerprints from putting your hands down there, pulling the strings up, and you want it to look all good. You can also repeat that step at the end as well, but let's go and hop into the studio where I'll show you guys how to check the intonation, your string height, and also how to make action adjustments. So now we're back here in the studio room. Go on ahead and grab yourself a tuner. I'm gonna use this clip-on tuner, or you can use a strobe tuner. Any type of tuner works, and go ahead and get this guitar tuned up. Okay, so now that you have the guitar tuned up, I know this is gonna be annoying, but it's gonna take a few times. I take the string and I just pull up on the guitar, like that. You do that for every single string. It helps the stretching process so you don't have to tune more when you're playing. It is annoying, you're gonna have to do this 2 or 3 times. So go ahead and do this. So now that you've done that and your guitar's in tune, let's go ahead and check to see how the truss rod's doing. So go ahead and take a capo and put it on the 1st fret of your guitar. Then take your finger, put it on the last fret of the guitar, and take your pointer finger and just bounce it slightly on the 12th fret. So your string should barely be making contact with the fret, like mine. So if your string is bottoming out, what you need to do is loosen the truss rod and do quarter turns at a time. I'm talking minor adjustments, retune and check. It is a tedious process, but you do not want to damage your guitar. A truss rod repair is expensive and sometimes it could just completely destroy your guitar. If your string is bottoming out, like I said, loosen it. But if it is miles high off the fretboard, sometimes if a guitar has been through multiple humidity changes and multiple seasons, it needs truss rod adjustment. So if the string is absolutely bottoming out, you have to tighten the truss rod, again, quarter turns at a time and retune until you just have ever so slightly, just a little play. I know there's feeler gauges out there, but personally I just tap and feel if I like it. Or I'll take a 0.5mm guitar pick and slide it under. That works too as well, but personally I just like to feel it out and see what I like. So now our truss rod set, basically you do the same thing, but you fret the 3rd fret and you test on the 1st fret to see if you have any play. So there should be almost no play. The string should almost be touching the fret on the 1st fret, just a tiny bit of bounce. That means your fret or your nut slots are cut well. If it's too high, then you can take a fret file, which personally I do not have, but you can take the right size file and just slightly file, and I mean slightly, 1 or 2 strokes at a time, test it again. You can always take down more, you can never add again. If the nut is too short and the string is completely bottoming out, you might need a new nut on the guitar, but if it's not causing you fret buzz, then you're okay. If you do have fret buzz and it's usually above the 12th fret, it's usually having to do with the saddles. If your strings are really high above the 12th fret, All you have to do is just lower these. There's multiple types, like the Gibson style posts you have to screw down. These have individual string controls, which is very nice. It makes being able to set up the guitar more intricate, and especially for advanced players, it is awesome. So now that we have the truss rod in action set correctly, let's go ahead and check our intonation. And to do so is pretty easy. Make sure your strings are in tune, and then you just play on the 12th fret. And it should be pretty close, plus or minus 3 cents. The human ear can't really hear. But honestly, you don't need to make adjustments to your intonation just because of the tuner. If you don't notice a difference and nobody notices the difference, then leave it. But if you notice a difference, then we definitely have to make adjustments. So go ahead and make sure you're in tune and try it for every single string. So if you have a sharp or a flat note, so if the string is flat, you need to shorten your string. So what that means is you basically have to loosen it up and the saddles will go forward, causing your string to be shortened. If you have a Gibson style wraparound bridge like on a Les Paul Jr., you only have 2 set screws, so your intonation can only get so close. So just work with it, test it. It won't be perfect, but that's the beauty of the Les Paul Jr. If your string is too short, then it needs to be lengthened, so you need to tighten the saddle so it pulls the string back so the string is longer. So you do that with every single string until it is intonated and the 2 notes match, so you can play the open string and it matches on the 12th fret. Like so. So to repeat that step for all 6 strings. One important note as well, make sure when you're fretting the 12th fret, don't press super hard because it'll cause your string to go sharp and then you'll make intonation adjustments and it'll just mess up the whole process and it'll be really annoying and it'll make you want to smash your guitar. So make sure you're just pressing super lightly, just enough to make the note play. So now that your guitar is intonated and in tune, you're ready to play. Congratulations, you have successfully set up your guitar, basically like a guitar tech would do. Now if you have fret ends that need work, or if you have frets that are too flat or buzzing, that is a whole separate problem, and I can make another video on that if you guys would like. Just let me know in the comments down below. So I hope this video was helpful. Now you guys know how to set up your own guitar, and you get to know the instrument more in depth, which is an amazing feeling. Definitely being able to work on your own instrument is very rewarding. Let me know if you guys want to see more content like this in the comments down below, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe.